11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. May 0. Sige ha, make sure na nakabawi na kayo ha. Kamusta ang project? Kamusta rin na sa project? May nag-ask about sa, I don't know, we have a phone section about sa
So, kayo nag-choose ko.
sa size ng paper now.
Muna, ay, ay,
It
okay.
doesn't matter na kayo, digital lang na siya. So, it's either short, A4, or isa pa yung copy. Eh, wala pa po, di ba siya sa nag-umulong sa criteria. Sa instruction, wala po siya. So, 80 na lang. Ano yung prefer dito? Sige, get your report pen and notebook. Make sure to write everything, especially sa mga additions, and also yung second na copy and ngayon until sa end of video, hindi daw ibibigay yung PPT. So make sure na makahabol kayo ng sulat, and also please read your book. Kaya naalam ko dito ang mga discuss, especially yung mga illustrations, and meron din mga additionals. So make sure lang na alam niyo yung concept para if ever na ibalikan yung mga words, alam niyo pa rin yung concept. Now let us have our third discussion, which is all about meiosis, reproductive system, spermatogenesis, oogenesis, and age effect conditions. Now, these are our learning objectives. First is review the structures of the male and female reproductive system. Number 2, discuss the importance of meiosis and explain why it is necessary to reproduce. And number 3, list the steps in the sperm and oocyte formation. So it will be under the spermatogenesis and oogenesis. Now, before we proceed, let me ask you any idea about reproductive system. Ano ba yung reproductive system? Any idea? Reproductive system. Ano ba yung reproductive system? Anybody? That is right. It is a collection of reproductive organs that can help reproduce new individual or offspring. So it involves fertilization, reproduction, demonstration, and any sexual activity. So that is reproduction. It is a collection of organs and a network of hormone production that work together to create life. So, yung mga organs, mga reproductive organs, they work together para makaproduce sila ng offspring or new individual or to create life. Now, reproductive system has a various functions such as number 1, production of gametes such as the sex cells through the gonads. So, the production of gametes, these are the eggs and the sperm. So, sa egg, yun yung ginaproduce ng female, and then sa sperm naman, yun yung ginaproduce ng male. Now, we also have fertilization. When we say fertilization, it is the union or the fusion of gametes. Ano yung gametes? These are the sperm and the egg. So, it is the union of the sperm and the egg. Next, we have development and nourishment of individual and also production of reproductive hormones. So these hormones helps develop and maintain the male and female sex characteristics and play an important role in fertility. So we have the progesterone, the estrogen, the follicle stimulating hormone, diba yun yung mga hormones that helps in the sex characteristics and also in fertility. So those are the hormones that is important in the body, in the reproductive system. So we have here the male reproductive system. So the gonads, it is the primary reproductive organs in which it is the source of gametes, which is the egg and the sperm. Now, in the male reproductive system, ano yung gonads ng male reproductive system? From the definition itself, ano yung, di ba, gonads, it is the primary reproductive organs which is the source of gametes or the egg and the sperm. Now, my question is, in males, what is the gonads of the male? Testes. While in females, ano yung gonads ng females? Ovaries. So these reproductive organs are essential for sexual reproduction since they are responsible for the production of the male and female gametes. So yun yung gonads. Again, sa male, we have the testes, and then for female, we have the ovaries. Now, this is the illustration or so this is the figure of the male reproductive system. We have here the testes, yung testes, yung hindi na-cover siya ng scrotum. So si scrotum siya yung nag-cover sa testes. Now we have here the sperms develop within a 125-meter long network of seminiferous tubules. So ito yung illustration ni large illustration ng testes. So yung parang makita ninyo na parang spaghetti, yung massive tangle of spaghetti, that is seminiferous tubules. So dyan nag-develop or dyan minamanufacture yung sperm. So that is seminiferous tubules. So it is, one researcher described it as a massive tangle of spaghetti. So itong testes, they lie outside the abdomen of the para and it is covered with the scrotum para ma-maintain parang cold temperature ng testes. It is also necessary in the production of the sperm. So the sperm, it is manufactured in the seminiferous tubules. And then, di ba si sperm na siya sa seminiferous tubules? And after that, mag-travel siya papunta kay epididymis. So dito sa epididymis, dun siya mag-mature and dun siya dinastore. Then after, di ba, first is kay seminiferous and then papunta kay epididymis. Sa epididymis, dun siya mag-mature and dun siya dinastore. Then after that, it will travel through the ductus deferens. Si ductus deferens, as you can observe, nakabend siya behind the urethra. Nakabend siya, ito siya. So, di ba makita ninyo ang ductus deferens? Nakabend siya sa may urethra. And then, connecting to the urethra. Nakakonect siya sa urethra. And then, along the sperm, di ba, nag-travel man si sperm. Along the sperm, na ay mga glands na nag-add ng secretion, which is si prostate gland, si bulbourethral gland, and si seminal vesicle. So silang tatlo, sila yung nag-add ng secretion para maka-form ng seminal fluid. Seminal fluid is also known as semen. So seminal fluid is also known by the male reproductive system during ejaculation. So kung mag-ejaculate ang mga lalaki, mag-produce sila ng semen or yung seminal fluid. Kasama si sperm cell. So that is done. So again, we have the seminiferous tubules, and then sa epididymis, and then sa ductus deferens, papunta sa urethra, and then sa penis. So maglabas na siya sa penis. And then, ano gali yung tatlong glands? We have the seminal prostate gland, the vulvarethral gland, and the seminal vesicle. So yun yung tatlong glands that are secretion. Nasabdan. So these are the parts of the male reproductive system, a structure and the function. So we have the testes again. We have the oval-shaped organs located in the scrotum. It composed of the seminiferous tubules and the interstitial lining cells. And then its function is to produce cells and secretes testosterone. It is the hormones in the sperm cells. Ito yung hormones na ginasecrete sa testes. Yung male sex hormones, which is the testosterone. And then we have the scrotum, a loose pouch-like sac of skin. It contains the testes. Maintains the optimal temperature, so it maintains the temperature of your testes, which is about 34 to 35 degrees Celsius for sperm production. So it is necessary for sperm production yung temperature which is 34 to 35 degrees Celsius. Okay, next we have the epididymis. It is a long coiled tube attached to the back of the side, to the back of each testicle. So, di ba, naa siya sa gilid ng coiled sa behind the testes. And then its function is stores and mature sperm after they are produced in the testes and transport sperm to the vas or ductus deferens during ejaculation. So, yun yung function ni epididymis. Mag-store and make the sperm cell mature. Next, we have the seminal vesicles and the prostate glands and the vulvarethral Cooper's gland. So, ito yung mga nataad ng secretion. And then we have seminal vesicle. We have paired glands located behind the bladder and above the prostate gland. It's mas okay ba ito? Makita. Or malako ka na siya? Adjust na siya? Or ingana din siya? Kabalo mo siya adjust.
Settings na ma'am. Settings sa projector.
Hindi makaro. Or move na lang kayo dito. deliver sperm in the female reproductive tract through ejaculation, also involved in urination. So that is the function of your penis. Sige, kunin nyo lang yung mga root word, yung mga clue niya for each reproductive system. You can also read this one in your book. So make sure to read your book na lang kasi na-adapt ko siya dito. Now let's move on to the female reproductive system. So ano ganun yung gonads ng female? 2 ovaries. Ilan yung ovaries ng female? 2. Which reproduce female sex cells and sex hormones. So we have here si oocyte mature in the paired ovaries. Si oocyte or si N, dun siya nag-mature sa ovaries. Then once a month after puberty, so si once a month daw after puberty, an ovary releases one oocyte which is grown into nearby uterine tube. Diba? Meron tayong ginatawag na ovulation. So during ovulation, a female releases one egg dun from the ovary. And then that one egg, pupunta siya sa uterine tube. And then, if the sperm fertilizes the oocyte, let's say for example, there is a sexual intercourse na mangyari, and then papasok si sperm. Now, si sperm is mag-fertilize siya kay oocyte. Now, once na mag-fertilize siya is, it continues in the uterus. Pupunta na siya sa uterus dito. From the uterine tube, pupunta sa uterus. So, doon na siya mag-develop. Let's say, for example, mabuo na yun siya, magiging zygote na siya. It will continue to grow in the uterus. Doon siya mag-develop. See? Yung zygote, doon siya mag-develop sa uterus. Where 9 months is, it divides and develops. So, within 9 months, naa siya sa uterus, naka-situated or located. Now, if the oocyte is not fertilized, however, if dili na po, di ba, nag-release of egg si ovary, and then wala siya be-fertilized ni sperm. Now, ang mangyari is magkakaroon ka ng regla. So, yun siya. So, if wala siya, if na-fertilize siya, so that means hindi ka magka-regla. So, yun siya. That is why, minaabangan sa mga girls na magka-regla. If ever, meron silang mga sexual intercourse na nangyari. So, these are the parts of the male reproductive system, and then the structure and the function. So, for the ovaries, it is 2 small oval-shaped glands. And then, its function naman is produce ova or the egg cells and secretes female sex hormones. So, female sex hormones, we have the estrogen and the progesterone. Ang sa male is testosterone and androgen. And then we have the fallopian tube or the uterine tube or the oviduct. So, there are 3 names of this fallopian tube. We have the fallopian tube or the uterine tubes or the oviducts. Same lang yan sila. And then narrow tubes that extends from each ovary to the uterus. Diba, kabalo naman to sa face, sa figure ng fallopian tube, diba parang nakaganyan siya. Tapos meron dito yung ovary, ang isang ovary, ito as a gate between the uterus and the vagina. So gate siya between sa uterus and the vagina. It produces mucus that changes consistency during menstrual cycle to either block or allow sperm passage the gates during labor to allow childbirth. We have the vagina, muscular elastic panel extending from the cervix to the outside. And it serves as a passage for menstrual flow and sexual intercourse. We also have childbirth and receives penis and semens during reproduction. So that is vagina. We have the vulva or the external genitalia. Includes the external part, the labia majora and labia minora. So it is a protective folds of the skin, and we have the clitoris. It is the sensitive erectile tissue, and we have the erectoral and vaginal occupants. So makita ko ninyo sa book, and also you can have also your own research if you want to know the functions of these parts of the female reproductive system. And also you already tackled this one in your senior high. So I believe na meron na kayong idea about this. So we have the mammary glands composed of growths and ducts that leads to the nipple. And then produces secretes milk for nourishing the newborn lactation stimulated by prolactin and oxytocin after childbirth. So di ba pag mabuntis na ang babae, di ba ang mammary gland, di ba magkagatas na mag-start na o ano yung breast ng mga babae. So that is the mammary glands. So it produces and secretes milk to nourish the newborn baby. So sa iba na wala na notes, you can read this in your book. Again, you can read this in your book. And then you can also have your own research. Sa book. Sige, saan ko lang dito? Pero meron ko kayong e-book, di ba? Kaya nyo na lang. Okay, now let's move on to meiosis. We already discussed mitosis. Now let's move on to meiosis. So, si meiosis, it happens in only in your sex cells. So, meiosis, it is a reproductive cell division that produces in the adipopores in the gonads. Produces gametes in which the number of chromosomes is reduced by half, which is 23 different chromosomes. Diba? As you can observe, meron tayong dalawang meiosis. We have the meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. Sa first meiosis, it is also known as reduction division. When we say reduction division, it is named as reduction division is because it is reduced. The number of chromosomes is reduced. So that is why reduction division. Na-reduce yung number of chromosomes. So from 46, nagiging 23 chromosomes na lang siya. So that is why reduction division. So always remember na pang meiosis, it is, ano yung ploidy niya? Haploid. Pag mitosis, that is diploid. So again, meiosis 1, nag-reduce siya ng iyahang chromosome. So from 46 to 23 chromosomes na siya. And then we also have the meiosis 2, it is also known the product is for daughter cells. So in meiosis 1, we have, again, it is also known as reduction division. Nangyari reduction division ang tawag kay the number of chromosome is reduced. So we have, same lang siya sa mitosis, meron din siyang PMAT. So we have, pero meron lang siyang nakalagay na Y. So we have the prophase 1, metaphase 1, anaphase 1, and telophase 1. So in prophase 1, meron pa siyang different phases or stages. We have the leptokin or the leptonema, the zygotin or the zygonema, pakitin or the pakilema, the diplotin, and the diakinesis. So those are the phases under prophase 1. So sa prophase 1 lang yan siya. Now, ito yung figure, ito yung mga nangyayari during the prophase 1. We have chromosome condenses, homologous chromosomes start to pair up, and then the nuclear envelope begins to break down. So ito siya, as you can observe, yung mga chromosomes nag-start siya o condense, and then nag-start din siya to pair up. So parang nag-pair sila, yung dalawa, nag-pair sila, and then itong si blue. So that is homologous chromosome starts to pair up. And then the nuclear envelope begins to break down. So ito yung nuclear envelope niya, mag-start siya o break down. Then we have homologous chromosomes continue to pair up, forming a synaptonemal complex or synapses. So when we say synapses, it is a type pairing of the homologous chromosome. So ito siya. As you can observe, there is a type pairing of homologous chromosomes, so that is what we call synapses. So ito siya. Ito. And then we have here during sa zygotin yun siya na phase. And then we have the pakitin. As you can observe, there is a crossing over. When we say crossing over, yung nag-cross na ilahang chromosome, nag-exchange na sila ng genetic material. So as you can observe, homologous chromosome becomes fully paired in genetic recombination. When we say recombination, nag-recombine ang ilahang mga genetic information. It's because nag-exchange sila. That is why sa product ng meiosis, the daughter cells are not identical. Hindi sila identical because there is a crossing over na. Nag-exchange na sila ng mga genetic information or genetic material. So that is why the product or the daughter cells of meiosis is not identical. So because of the crossing over or the genetic recombination. And then we have during the diplotin, we have the synaptonemal complexes start to dissolve. So ito daw siya, start to dissolve. And then, but it remains, the homologous chromosome remains attached at points called the chiasmata. So chiasmata, ito yung where the points na nag-cross sila. So dito, ito yung chiasmata. So it is where so it is the point of contact. Si chiasmata, it is the point of contact where the crossing over happens. So sa pag-cross nila, yung intersection or yung point of contact nila, that is chiasmata. And then chromosome continue to condense. And then we have the diakinesis. It is where chromosomes further condense, nuclear envelope breaks down completely. So as you can observe, the breakdown na yung mga nuclear envelope niya, and then spindle fibers starts to form. So that is the process during the prophase 1. Prophase 1 pa lang yan siya. Again, sa leptotin, ano yung mangyayari sa leptotin? Mag-condense, and then yung mga nuclear envelope, mag-start siya pag-breakdown. Mag-start pa lang siya. And then sa zygotin naman, there is a synaptonemal complexes or the synapses. When we say synapses, ano ba yung synapses? make sure na dili na sa ninyo ma-interchange ha. Kaya yan talaga yung sunod-sunod na process. So, from leukotriene, zygotriene, pakaitin, daptogin, and diakinesis. Okay, next we have metaphase 1. Sa metaphase 1, homologous chromosome pairs align along the equatorial plane, which is the metaphase plane. So yung mga chromosomes mag-line up na siya sa equator. Diba sa diplodine ay sa diakinesis, yung mga spindle fibers niya mag-start na siya on form. So during mitosis, yung spindle fibers mag-start na siya pag-attach sa homologous chromosomes. Kaya di ba nag-start naman siya form during diakinesis in prophase 1. Pagdating sa metaphase 1, magiging mag-attach na siya sa mga homologous chromosomes para during anaphase, iyahan na siyang ma-pull out. Na sometime, diba sa diakinesis, sa prophase 1, nag-form na ang mga spindle fibers. Ngayon, sa metaphase 1, si spindle fibers, nag-start na siyang attach sa mga homologous chromosomes in which it is aligned in the metaphase plane or in the equator. Now, during the anaphase 1, yung mga spindle fibers is i-pull out na niya yung mga homologous chromosomes papunta sa opposite pole. So, the homologous chromosome separates and migrate towards opposite poles of the cell, which is called disjunction. So, sister chromosomes remains attached to each other. Now, we have here the telophase 1 and the cytokinesis. So, sa telophase 1, chromosomes reach their respective poles. The nuclear envelope starts to form. So, as you can observe, ito yung mga nuclear envelope niya. It starts to form, and then sa cytokinesis, yung cytoplasm is na-divide na talaga siya, so producing two daughter cells. Kasi meiosis 1 naman ito, diba? Sa meiosis 1, ang product is ilan? Two daughter cells. So that is why merong two daughter cells. So now it continues to meiosis 2. Essentially, it is similar to mitosis. Same lang pa rin ang process. However, it produces ilan? 4 daughter cells. So we have prophase 1 pa rin, ay prophase 2, and then metaphase 2, anaphase 1, and telophase 2. So ito sila na naman yung mag-condense and then mag-align sa metaphase, ay sa equator, and then pull out na naman siya ng anaphase 2, and then si telophase na naman. Ito, si prophase 2, metaphase 2, anaphase 2, and si telophase, and then si cytokinesis, which is producing 4 daughter cells. So a total of 4. So from 2 new daughter cells, which is a product of meiosis 1, nagiging 4 siya is because yung 2 daughter cells is mag-undergo na naman siya ng another meiosis, which is yung meiosis 2. So nagiging 4 yung total of the daughter cells. So ito yung comparison ni mitosis and meiosis. Now si mitosis, meron siyang 1 division, and then si meiosis, meron siyang 2 divisions because we have meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. And then sa mitosis, 2 daughter cells per cycle, meron lang siyang 2, whereas si meiosis, meron 4 daughter cells per cycle. So sa mitosis naman, yung daughter cells niya is genetically identical. Whereas si meiosis, it is genetically different. It's because of, anong different dahil sila? Because of the recombination of, or the exchange of their genetic materials or genetic information, and also the crossing over. So yun yung reason bakit yung daughter cells ni meiosis is genetically different. Whereas sa mitosis, diba, walang crossing over na nangyari, so that is why yung daughter cells are identical. And then, we have chromosome number of daughter cells same as the parent cell, which is 2n, whereas sa meiosis naman, it is 1n or haploid siya. Sa mitosis, it is diploid. Sa meiosis, it is haploid. And then it occurs in somatic cells. When we say somatic cells, it is body cells. And then sa germline, ano yung germline? So that is yung sperm and yung egg cells. And then it occurs sa mitosis, it occurs throughout life cycle. And then sa meiosis, in humans after sexual maturity. And then used for growth, repair, and asexual reproduction, and symbiosis is for sexual reproduction, producing a new gene combination. So always remember na si mitosis na siya mag-occur sa mga body cells, whereas si meiosis kay sa germline cells, which involve the egg and the sperm. And then si mitosis is diploid, si meiosis is haploid. And then we have the spermatogenesis. So from the word sperm, it is a formation of sperm cells. Again, spermatogenesis, it is the formation of sperm cells. Now, sperm cells or sperm develops in only 74 days. So, si sperm daw, mag-develop siya in only 74 days. Now, we have here my question is, who is the first scientist to view human sperm under a microscope? Anybody? Meron ba kayong idea? Si Anthony Van Leeuwenhoek. He is the first to view human sperm under a microscope. And then again, we have spermatogenesis. It is the formation of sperm cells. Now it begins in a diploid stem cells called the spermatogonium. So mag-start siya sa diploid stem cells, which is the spermatogonium. Ito siya. Spermatogonium, which is diploid. Now, the primary spermatocytes have the normal diploid number of 23 chromosome pair. The large pair of the chromosome represents the autosomes, which is the non-sex chromosomes, and the other one is the X and Y chromosomes, which is the sex cells. So you can observe, ito si primary oocyte, yung big na chromosome or yung large chromosome, it represents the autosomes, and then yung X and Y, that is the sex chromosomes. Now this primary oocytes undergo meiosis 1. So sa meiosis 1, diba, it undergo meiosis 1, so it produces 2 daughter cells. So you can observe there are 2 daughter cells. The secondary spermatocyte, which is haploid. Now, si secondary spermatocyte naman, it undergo meiosis 2, producing 4 the spermatids, 4 na spermatids. When we say spermatids, it is an immature sperm. When we say spermatids, it is an immature sperm. Wala pa siya nag-mature na sperm. Now, after na makaproduce siya ng 4 na spermatids, it will undergo maturation. So, and then it will become a sperm. Si sperm yun na talaga yung mature. Now, we have here the word spermatogenesis. When we say spermatogenesis, ito siya sa pinakababa. When we say spermatogenesis, it is the final phase of spermatogenesis, where spermatids form mature sperm. So, sperm lang siya. So we have the spermatogenesis. Spermatogenesis. Ito yung final stage. This yung spermatogenesis yan. Spermatogenesis. That is the final phase of spermatogenesis. Where spermatids, when we say spermatids, it is spermatids. It is an immature sperm. Or developing sperm pa yun siya. So wala pa siya nag-mature. And then, after ilang days, it will undergo maturation, magiging spermatozoa or magiging sperm na siya, which is yung mature na siya na sperm. So yun na yung mag-fertilize sa egg ng babae, if ever na there is intercourse na mangyari. So again, we have the spermatogonium. It will undergo mitosis, and then we have the primary spermatocyte. Primary spermatocyte, it will undergo meiosis 1, producing 2 secondary spermatocyte, and then this secondary spermatocyte will undergo meiosis 2, producing 4 spermatids. So this 4 spermatids will undergo maturation and then producing 4 mature sperm or the spermatozoa. Sige, next we have same discussion. So we have here additional information. Each sperm 0.006 centimeter or 0.0023 inch long must travel about 18 centimeter or 7 inches to reach an oocyte. So that is the sperm travels para ma-reach niya yung egg ng babae. So this is the enlarged structure or figure of the sperm or the spermatogenesis. So we have again sa diploid. So this is the spermatogonium, and then it undergo mitosis. Magiging primary spermatocyte siya. So say primary spermatocyte will undergo meiosis 1, and then producing 2 secondary spermatocyte. And then si secondary spermatocyte naman mag-undergo ng meiosis 2, producing 4 spermatids or the developing sperm cell or the immature sperm cell. And then after that, it will undergo maturation and then producing a sperm cells, which is yung matured sperm. So next we have the oogenesis. So oogenesis, it is the formation of the oocyte or the egg cell. Now, it is also known as the egg mating. So si oogenesis, it is egg mating. It begins with the diploid cell and oogonium. So we have here oogonium. Again, it undergo mitosis also, and then producing a primary oocyte, which is diploid kasi mitosis siya. Now, this primary oocyte will undergo meiosis 1, producing a first polar body and the secondary oocyte. So ito siya, si oogonium, it is diploid. And then it undergo mitosis, producing a primary oocyte, which is diploid. Now ito siya, it will undergo meiosis 1, producing 2, which is a first polar body may divide haploid. So haploid is sila 2 half. However, they are different yung size nila. It produces the second polar body kasi dito yung first. And then dito sa secondary oocyte, mag-produce na naman siya ng another polar body which is haploid. And then we have the ovum. Si ovum, yan na yan siya yung magiging mature na egg in which this mature egg, ito yung i-release ni ovary during ovulation. Again, we have primary oocyte, mag-release siya ng yung i-release niya first, polar body, and the secondary oocyte. Sa secondary oocyte, mag-produce siya ng another, yung second polar body, and si ovum, si egg. So si egg, siya yung magiging mature, and then this mature egg will be released by the ovary during ovulation. Now, ito siya, sa yung another na first polar body, mag-divide pa rin siya kasi it will undergo meiosis too. However, yung mag-divide is parehas lang pa rin siya na polar body. And then it will be discarded or mamatay lang din siya. Now, si blighted ovum naman, as per fertilizes a polar body. So instead na si ovum or si egg ang ma-fertilize, si polar body ang na-fertilize. So this blighted ovum is yung case ni Alex Gonzaga, that is blighted ovum. So the sperm fertilizes a polar body. So when this happens, the woman's hormones respond as if she is pregnant. So wala siyang pregnant, but this organized clump of cells that is not an embryo grows for a few weeks and it will be human. So mawala lang siya. So instead na si mature egg ang na-fertilize, si polar body ang na-fertilize. So yun siya, wala na siya good na buntis, pero mawala lang siya, mawala lang siya sa body ng babae. So that is blighted ovum. I think yung sa third pregnancy ni Alex Gonzaga, or siguro yung other food ng mga pregnancy niya, that is blighted ovum. Kasi yung sure ako is yung third pregnancy ata niya, that is blighted ovum. So next we have, that is the enlarged figure of your ovary. So we have the primary oocyte, developing follicles. Then we have here the meiosis 1, then the secondary oocyte. So makita ninyo, we have the ovulation. So ovulation, during ovulation, it releases egg, and then this egg ay magpunta siya sa uterine lining, and then if ma-fertilize siya ni sperm, mato siya sa uterus. So we have here, before birth, female has 1 million or so oocytes arrested in prophase 1. So this means that, in simple terms, before a baby girl is born, or before a baby girl is born, her ovaries contains about 1 to 2 million immature eggs. And each one has started meiosis 1. So, yung baby daw, if bisag na ako siya sa womb sa mama, it contains million of immature eggs na. Nana siya yung mga immature egg inside her body. And then, each one eggs daw kay nag-start na yan siya ng meiosis 1. Nag-start na siya sa meiosis 1. But, they pause at the stage called prophase 1. Mag-pause sila sa prophase 1. It's because mag-pause sila kay they are waiting for the puberty. Nagulat siya sa madalaga na ang bata. So, yung mga baby girls, meron na silang mga 1 to 2 million immature eggs, and then one of each has started meiosis 1, and then mag-stop sila sa prophase 1. And then, Kasi they are waiting for puberty. Now, by puberty, many oocytes die naturally over time. So, 1 to 2 million, marami ang namatay. And then, ang bilhin na lang or ang maiwan na lang is 400,000 oocytes in her ovaries. So, 400,000 na lang ang mabilin, ang ma-remain from 1 million or 2 million oocytes. And then after puberty or during each menstrual cycle, every month, a few oocytes are selected to continue meiosis. So may mga oocytes na mag-continue sa meiosis. Usually, only one oocyte fully mature. Isa lang ang mag-mature na oocyte. Diba? As I have mentioned kanina, isa lang yung mag-mature na oocyte every month. And then, this oocyte resume meiosis 1. Diba? Na-stop siya sa meiosis 1. Ay, meiosis 1 sa prophase 1. Now, if meron ng mag-fully mature, it will resume to meiosis. Mag-resume na ang meiosis 1 and completes it just before ovulation. So, i-complete niya before ang ovulation. Ovulation is yung mag-release siya ng egg. Now then, it immediately start meiosis 2, but it poses again at metaphase 2. So, gusto na kung iyahang ginakulat, na nung mag-stop siya at metaphase 2, gusto na kung iyahang ginakulat. So, diba, before ovulation, so dapat makomplete daw siya before ovulation, and then immediately start meiosis 2, but pause again at metaphase 2. Naman, nagawin siya for fertilization. Nagawin siya if na-abay sperm na mo-fertilize sa mature na egg. So, mag-pause siya sa metaphase 2 para mag-wait siya sa fertilization if naabay mo-fertilize sa egg. So, if wala mag-fertilize, if no sperm, the egg is discarded. So, that is magka-regla. So, if na-sperm, meiosis 2 finishes and forms zygote. Okay, fertilization, ano ba ng fertilization? It is the union of sperm and the egg. So, maka-form sila ng zygote. So, again, mag-stop siya sa metaphase 2, kaya nag-await siya sa fertilization. Now, if meron ng sperm na maka-fertilize, then it finishes the meiosis 2. Matapos na ang meiosis 2, forming yung form? A zygote. Nasabtan ba? Again, si ovulation, one ovary releases a secondary oocyte in response to specific hormonal cues each month. So, naay isa ka egg na i-release every month. And then, that is a response in a hormonal cues each month. So, naay nagadiktar sa ilahan na mag-release na, naay hormones na nagadiktar kaya na mag-release na kag-egg each month. So, yun siya. And then we have a female ovulates about 400 oocytes between puberty and menopause. Ano ba ang menopause? Yung mag-stop na ang menstruation. Isang yung menopause na rin. Now, let us have our last topic. The age effect condition. May question sa itong na-discuss. Nasabtan lang ba?
Yes, ma'am.
Asa dali siya mag-stop if wala'y tanawin sa notes. Sige, asa siya mag-stop if bata pa siya. Hanggang bata pa siya, before that is why it is not advisable na yung mga girls is magbuntis na taas ang edad. Kasi they have the tendency of producing egg na merong mga missing or extra chromosome. So, mga dapat na 25, 26, 27, so yun siya. But I'm not encouraging you mag-ano lang. Yun lang, that is the idea lang, 20-something, yun siya. Hindi lang siya mga 30 or okay pa siguro ang mga 30 to 35, pero yung mga mag-abot na siya 40 to 50, murag meron na po na siya. So girls, sige, we have the paternal age defect condition. So when you say paternal kaysa sa papa. Of course, in genes of the fibroblast growth factor receptor or the FGFR family and affect skeletal growth or the tissue development. So yung mga older men also are also likely to produce gametes that have genetic errors, especially it occurs in the gene, the fibroblast growth factor receptor or the FGFR, which causes skeletal growth and its tissue development. So ito yung mga common or yung mga effects or mga age effect conditions, yung mga conditions. We have the achondroplasia, we have the phenotype. Ano ba yung phenotype? It is an observable traits. Yung mga makita, anong observable traits siya. Short-lived dwarfism. So we have letter A, ito siya. Yung mga leaf niya is maliliit, short. So that is achondroplasia. When we say Crozon syndrome, it is a premature fusion, letter B, ito siya. Premature fusion of skull bones in infancy, causing wide space and bulging eyes. So, tingnan nyo yung mata niya parang gawas iyang mata. Bulging eyes, big nose, short upper lip. So, as you can observe, yung upper lip niya kay parang wala, gamay lang kayo, manipis lang kayo yung upper lip. Then, small upper jaw and jutting lower jaw. Then, we have the Hutchinson Gilford-Progeria syndrome. Thin hair, so as you can observe, wala siyang buhok or thin lang yung buhok. And then, weak bones, tough and wrinkled skin, stiff joints, and blood vessels lining. Yung mga, parang makita yung mga ugat-ugat niya. So that is blood vessels lining. And then we have multiple endocrine neoplasia, cancers of thyroid, parathyroid, and adrenal glands. And then we have the Pfeiffer syndrome, premature fusion of skull bones. We have ito siya sa letter E. Ano siya na? Fusion of skull bones in infancy and short and fused fingers and toes. So nag-fuse parang nagdikit yung mga finger niya, yung parang parang buhala or tulo. Pero hindi siya extra kasi extra that is sa to. Ito na extra sa tawag at sa polydactyl. Sige, we have the Thanatophoric is severe short-lived dwarfism. So, mas severe, mas lala siya compared sa achondroplasia. Kaya mas shorter ang iyahang leaf. So, that is severe short-lived dwarfism. So, that would be all. Kami nasabdan today. Tantay ha, sa please. Wala pa. Dapat may wala nakagawi ba? Sure po. Dapat may wala nakagawi sa mga quizzes. Pila na lang atong remaining quiz. Duha na lang ba? Tulo. ba, na-move man yung topic sa midterm, na-move siya sa prelim, pero hindi siya ikasali sa exam, sa midterm pa rin siya. Dahil mag-discuss lang tayo ng topic, and then the quiz will be sa first week of midterm. Quiz kaagad siya sa topic natin ng yung last. And then yung submission sa inyuha project will be before prelim exam. Kailan na niya? Sige, first week of September. So magbigay lang ako ng link sa Google Classroom. Then mga ilang percent na kayo sa project? 34 to 35.